Hello, my name is Hisham Yusuf Maulana, and I'm from 2SA02, and today I'm gonna be a roleplay teacher, and I'm gonna explain about the adjective clause and adverbial clause for speaking mid test. Good morning, everyone. Today we'll explore two important parts of grammar. Did any of you know what is it? It's adjective clause and adverbial clause. Maybe some of you already know what clauses are, but I'm gonna explain it one more time. Clause are groups of words that have a subject and a verb. And they're like a mini sentence that add more information to the main sentence. Adjective clause give us details about nouns or pronouns. Adverbial clause provide information about the verb like when, where, or why. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to recognize and use both in your writing. Okay, let's begin with the material. Part 1, I'm gonna explain you about adjective clause. Definition of adjective clause. An adjective clause describes a noun or pronouns. It works just like an adjective but is longer because it's a clause. For example, the movie that we watched last night was amazing. Which movie? The one we watched last night. The adjective clause is that we watched last night. The boy who sits next to me is very funny. Which boy? The one who sits next to me. The adjective clause is who sits next to me. Okay, maybe I'll explain it one more time so you guys get more to understand. Definition of adjective clause. An adjective clause describes a noun or pronoun. It works just like an adjective, but it's longer because it's a clause. For example, the movie that we watched last night was amazing. Which movie? The one we watched last night. The adjective clause is that we watched last night. The boy who sits next to me is very funny. Which boy? The one who sits next to me. The adjective clause is who sits next to me. Okay, the key point. Adjective clause often start with relative pronouns like who, whom, whose, which, or that. They come right after the noun they describes. Okay, let's try one together. Adjective clause often start with relative pronouns like who, whom, whose, which, or that. And they come right after the noun they describe. That's the key point that you can learn, so you can make your writing is more awesome than before. Okay, let's complete this sentence. The book, blah blah blah. Yep, the answer is that I borrowed from the library was great. Great, now you try one. I'm gonna give you the answer of this, but you can give me the answer after you know the correct answer is. The person, blah blah blah. Okay, next. Why do you think adjective clause are important in writing? Because they add more details and make writing clear or more interesting. So I think you understand about the adjective clause material, and okay, we next to part 2, adverbial clause. Definition of adverbial clause. An adverbial clause describes a verb, adjective, or adverb. It answers questions like when, where, why, how, under what condition. I'll give you the examples. I stayed home because it was raining. Why did I stay home? Because it was raining. The adverbial clause is because it was raining. We'll go to the park if the weather is nice. Under what condition will we go to the park if the weather is nice? The adverbial clause, if the weather is nice. Okay, I'll repeat it one more time. I hope you understand what am I saying. Adverbial clause describes a verb, adjective, or adverb, and it answers questions like when, where, why, how, and under what condition. Here are the examples again. I stayed home because it was raining. And why did I stay home? Because it was raining. The adverbial clause is, yep, because it was raining. Good. We'll go to the park if the weather is nice. Under what condition will we go to the park if the weather is nice? And the adverbial clause is, yep, that's good, if the weather is nice. Okay, I'll give you the key point of adverbial clause. Adverbial clause often start with subordinating conjunctions such as because, although, if, when, after, before, while, and since. They can come at the beginning or the end of sentence. Okay, let's we try this one together. Complete this sentence. I will call you, blah blah blah. Yep, the answer is might say when I get home. When I get home. Now you can create your own sentence. She smiled. And after you know the answer, you can give it to me, and I will not give you the correct answer until you give me your answer. Okay? What happens to the meaning of a sentence if we remove the adverbial clause? Did any of you can answer it? No. The answer is it lost the explanation of why, when, or how something happens. And I think that's that's only the material that we need to learn. Okay, now I'm gonna recap or make a conclusion for what we learn from today. Adjective clause describe nouns or pronouns. They start with words like who, whom, whose, which, or that. Example, the cake that she baked is delicious. Adverbial clause describe verbs, adjective, or adverbs. They start with words like because, although, if, when, or after. For example, he stayed late because he had extra work. And why are these clauses are full? They will make your sentence more detailed and meaningful. And that's the conclusion I give it to you. I hope you writing it in your book. And now I'm gonna give you a homework. Listen carefully, okay? Write 3 sentences using adjective clause and 3 using adverbial clause. Let me repeat it one more time. Write 3 sentences using adjective clause and 3 using adverbial clause. Okay, I think that's clear enough. Any question before we finish? Oh, no question? Okay, I hope you guys already understand what I've been told today, okay? So, if there is no question, let's end this class. Thank you very much. Saya Syam Yusuf Maulana. Sudah.